New York, a city that never sleeps, a melting pot of cultures, a concrete jungle where dreams are made of. Did you know that the streets of this concrete jungle were once a runway? Yeah, I'm not talking about models strutting down a catwalk, but real people making fashion statements that echoed the rhythm of the city. From the groovy 60s to the dazzling disco era of the 70s and the power dressing of the 80s, New Yorkers weren't just wearing clothes, they were living them. So let's take a trip back in time and explore the iconic fashion trends that defined the Big Apple. First up, we have the mod look of the 60s. Think miniskirts that hit above the knee, go-go boots that showed off those white knee-high socks. And don't forget the bold geometric prints that screamed youthful rebellion. This trend wasn't just about fashion. It was a rejection of the old ways and an embrace of the new, just like the city that never sleeps. Now let's talk about Jacqueline Kennedy's chic style. She might have been the First Lady of the United States, but her style had a profound impact on New York fashion. Picture this: pillbox hats, tailored suits that screamed sophistication, oversized sunglasses that added a touch of mystery. She was the epitome of timeless elegance. And New Yorkers couldn't get enough. Next up, bell-bottoms. Oh, those flared pants that widened at the bottom, making a statement with every step you took. Whether you were an artist in Greenwich Village or a Wall Street broker kicking off their night, bell-bottoms were a common sight. They were comfortable, they were stylish, and they were perfect for dancing the night away. And speaking of dancing, how can we talk about 70s New York fashion without mentioning disco? Think sequins, glitter, metallic fabrics that shimmered under the strobe lights, and platform shoes that added a few extra inches to your strut. If you wanted to be seen in the hottest clubs like Studio 54, you had to be dressed to the nines. And let's not forget the music. It wasn't just about the clothes, it was about the rhythm. But alongside disco, there was another vibe in the city, the bohemian look. Imagine flowing maxi dresses, suede fringe jackets, earthy tones, and lots of beads. It was a carefree, free-spirited style that found its home in Central Park. And then came punk, the leather jacket. By the late 70s, the Lower East Side was the place to be if you were into punk rock. Think ripped jeans, studded leather jackets, band tees, and heavy boots. It was a raw, rebellious look that was all about self-expression and anti-establishment vibes. In the late 70s and early 80s, designer jeans took over the city. Brands like Calvin Klein and Gloria Vanderbilt put denim on the map. Suddenly, everyone wanted a pair of those designer jeans, those 5 pockets that hugged your hips just right. It was more than just a fashion statement. It was a status symbol. Speaking of status, let's dive into 80s power dressing. New York in the 80s was all about ambition. Wall Street was booming, and so was the fashion. Women in particular made a statement with padded shoulders, sharp tailoring, and bold colors. It was fashion as a form of empowerment. The 80s were also about excess. Think neon colors, bright and bold, often paired with streetwear influences. This fusion of high fashion and street style was a New York original, a way of expressing yourself through bold, unapologetic fashion choices. Finally, we have the oversized blazer look, particularly for women. It was a departure from the traditional fitted blazers. These blazers were boxy, they were long, and they were worn with everything from dresses to jeans. It was a power move that said, "I mean business," while still looking fabulous. From the mod era to the disco fever to the rise of designer jeans, each trend tells the story of a generation, a story of a city that never ceases to amaze. These fashion trends weren't just about clothes. They were about identity, self-expression, and the pulse of a city that doesn't sleep. So what do you think about these iconic fashion trends? Would you rock that disco look or prefer the mod style? Let us know in the comments below. And hey, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching.